We've got some great questions today. The main questions are on the cob ovens or the mud ovens that we've made. Thanks for joining us today on Questions and Answers with James Townsend and Son. The first question today came in the messages section on our YouTube channel, which I don't check as often as I should. But anyway, here is Rokuki, and he says, I love your show. I've got a question about the Continental Army's beer ration. Was it ever substituted with cider or rum during the course of the war? If you go digging in soldiers' memoirs and in diaries, you'll find some references to cider, and I didn't see anything specifically rum, but in Joseph Plum Martin's memoir, which I can't suggest enough to anybody interested. It's a good read. He mentions cider many times, probably a half a dozen times at least. Most of the time he mentions it, he's talking about it in a civilian context, though. When he's traveling someplace and he's stopping in an inn or a house, many times cider's mentioned. So they did have a rum ration, and a rum ration was typically a gill, which is this little cup. We offer these on our website. This is a half a cup. And that, I mean, even the British Navy had a rum ration all the way up until something like 1970. And so you'll have rum rations, very common. I'm not sure how often the, at least American soldiers, got their rum ration, but undoubtedly they got it at times. At least one reference in one of the diaries says that he got a whiskey ration, and it was a half a gill, which is a jack. It's a quarter of a cup. So they did get beer. They probably got small beers many times. Sometimes they were not given a beer ration, but they were given a molasses ration so they could make their own beer, maybe spruce beer at times. So there are many different kinds of things like that you'll see referenced, although most of the time you'll hear about them not getting their rations. So I'm not sure exactly how often they got their promised rum ration, but there you go. Okay, the next question is from Rockland's Farm, and it's on the Making Mushroom Ketchup video. He says, "Hi, John. I made my first bottle of mushroom ketchup, and my husband and I love it. To be honest, I think I like the dried mushrooms even better," which quite possibly. Just a quick question. How long will ketchup last after making it? I doubt it will last long enough to be an issue, but I just wanted to know. Thanks for the great videos. A couple of other people have asked about the longevity of mushroom ketchup, and here is one of the inaugural bottles of ketchup that we made back in probably the late fall of 2011. So this bottle of mushroom ketchup is 4 years old. We made more than one bottle, but this one's still left, and it's just been corked this whole time. It smells exactly like it should. Earlier, Kevin actually tasted some. He's not dead yet, so it lasts at least 4 years in the bottle. And of course, if you got an open bottle, I would keep it in the refrigerator just in case. I mean, this might last forever, but if you want it to be really good, keep it in the refrigerator. If you want to make your very own mushroom ketchup, I will put a link down in the description section to take you to our mushroom ketchup episode. It is easy to make, and it is wonderful stuff. And if you don't have time to make your own mushroom ketchup, we offer mushroom ketchup pre-bottled on our website, and I'll put a link to that also down in the description section. Here are a couple of earthen oven questions. Somebody you don't know writes, I know you're trying to stay true to the good old days by mixing the straw in with it, but do you think mixing some newer materials such as chicken wire would do what's needed as far as holding it all together and keeping it from cracking? And they also have another question: how hot does the oven get? Yeah, we make them with the straw because I'm not sure what would happen with the chicken wire, and I don't think it's really needed. The straw holds it together really well, and so I don't really feel that there's a need to go to the chicken wire. If you want to experiment with chicken wire, I would love to hear how that turns out. So if anybody out there has done a chicken wire thing or something similar, please give a comment down in the comment section. As for the temperature, they get hot. You can get them quite hot. I would say easily up to 800 degrees. Obviously, though, you don't need to cook at that kind of temperature, at least things like breads that we typically cook in there. So you actually have to heat them up and then let them cool down a little bit before you put your food in. And here's another question. It's from, also on the Earthen Oven series. It's on the bread baking one. Nader R says, why didn't you add a chimney for hot air passage? And you do find many of these modern ovens like this made with a chimney, specifically usually right over the front opening. Sometimes you see them in the back, but most people don't say that works very well. The ovens with the chimneys that are made like these ovens are usually pizza ovens, because when you cook a pizza, you actually have fire in the oven at the same time that you're cooking the pizza. You actually bank the fire up in the corner or along one side or in the back, and the flames are right there inside the oven while you're cooking your pizza, and you're doing it very fast at a very high temperature. And you need to have the smoke get out of the oven, and the heat is being replenished that whole time. In the period context, these ovens were not used to cook anything like that. They were used to cook breads and other things, and those you want to seal that heat in. And if you had a chimney, the heat would be leaving the whole time. You would get a draft through there, and it would suck the heat out of your oven, because there's no fire in your oven while you're baking bread. So you don't want a chimney, because that would pull that heat out of your oven. And that leads me to this final message. We're going to the Gathering at 5 Metals, which is in Goshen, Indiana, and we're doing something special. We're actually going to that event, and we're going to build an oven right there on Friday and use it to bake bread and other things on Saturday and Sunday. And we'll be doing some video work there showing how we're going to be building this oven in a short period of time. So make sure to watch for that future episode. And if you just happen to be in the area, make sure to come out to the 5 Metals event and say hi and watch how that oven's turning out. I want to thank everyone out there for all your great questions, for your wonderful comments, and for sharing these videos. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching. If you're a new viewer and you haven't subscribed, press the subscribe button up here. That'll take you to a spot where you can subscribe. That really is the best way to get notification of all the new videos that are out. I want to thank everyone for watching.